Okay, good morning, class. Welcome to Arithmetic, lesson 141. Today I would like to do a review for tomorrow's test. So as you can see, I have page 255, that's lesson 141 up here on the screen. I'd like to just go over a few of these in each section so that you are aware of how to do each and every one of these. Again, the test will be tomorrow, so make sure that if you have any questions, you ask me on Google Meet, okay? So let's get started here. The first one, $16.47. They want us to write that as a decimal, okay? So we're gonna write, first of all, we start with the dollar sign, and then we write $16. Whenever we see the word and, we put a decimal and 47 cents, like so. Again, 8 3/100. Remember that word and means decimal. So 8 3/100. Now, the word hundredths tells us the place value. How many place values in hundredths? Boys and girls, you need 2 place values. Now, if there's only one number, like the number 3, it needs to go into the one on the closest to the right-hand side. What do we put in here? A 0. So it should be 8 3/100. Like this. Make sure you know that the and means a decimal point. The place value of hundredths means there's 2 place values. Next one, 43 2/10. 43 2/10. How many place values with tenths? Just 1, and you write the number 2. You understand, boys and girls? Go ahead and finish the rest of that. We will move up to number 2. Number 2 says to write each as a mixed decimal. A mixed decimal. So you're going to write the whole number on the left side, 13, and put your decimal. Your fraction goes on the right side of the decimal. But again, we're working with hundredth. And when we have hundredths, we need 2 decimal place values, and there's only a 4. So if we put the 4 closest to the right, and we put a spacer 0 here. So you have 13 4/100. Letter B, 12 1/10. 12 goes on the left of the decimal, and 1 goes on the right of the decimal. Letter C, 82 3/1000. 3/1000. Well, we have our whole number on the left side. We put our decimal for the fraction. Remember, our fractional part is thousandths. That means we need 1, 2, 3 place values. But we only have the number 3. So here's what we have to do. We just put the 3 at the end, and we know we need 3 place values. So 1, 2, and the 3 makes 3. Okay? Do letter D on your own. I'm going to go and check, divide and check letter. Let's do letter B together. 12,402 divided by 16. We know that 16 cannot go into 1, 16 cannot go into 12, but 16 can go into 124. Our caret goes above the 4. Okay, let's make this a little bit bigger so you can see. Move it over here. Okay, the 124 divided by 16. Okay, 16 is close to 15. We know how to count by 15s, correct? 15, 30, 45, 60, right? So if 15 times 4 equals 60, don't you think 15 times 8 equals 120? So we're going to use 8. We're going to do trial and error. So 8 over the 4. 8 times 6 equals 48. 8 times 8 equals, 8 times 1 equals 8, plus 4 is 12. Now, that's too much, right, boys and girls? So what do I need to do? I need to decrease this number 8 to a number 7. When I do that, 7 times 6 is 42. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 4 is 11. Now we have 112. 124 minus 112 equals 12. Now, 12 is smaller than 16, so we compared, and now we can bring down. Now we have 120. Think about what you just did. 7 times 16 is 112. Can we use that again? Yes, we can. Now, we do the same thing and get 112. Whoops. 112. When we do that, we're left with 8. And 8 is less than 16, so I can bring down. Now we're left with 82. When we have 82 divided by 16, again, let's go by 15s. 15, 30, 45, 60, 75. Okay, so 15 times 5 equals 75. So let's try 5. And 5 times 6 equals 30. And 5 times 1 is 5 plus 3 is 8. So 5 times 16 is 80. When we subtract, we're left with 2. And 2 becomes my remainder. Now, we need to check. We take our answer, 775. We multiply it by 16. We should get 6 times 5 is 30. Carry the 3. 6 times 7 is 42. Plus 3 is 45. 6 times 7 is 42. Plus 4 is 46. Now we're going to put a spacer. 5, 7, 7. When we add them up, you get 0, 0, 4. I carried the 1 here. 5 and 7 is 12. Okay, so 12,400, right? But that's not the same as 12,402. We need to add in our remainder, and then we get the correct answer. Very good, so this works out. Make sure that you are dividing correctly, okay? I'm going to zoom out a little bit. All right, on the bottom, let's see here if we can do this a little easier. Your review. Change to a mixed number. 11/6. Remember we said that this fraction line is really division line. 11 divided by 6. We can do it this way if you need to see it. 11 divided by 6. We know that 11 goes into 6. 11 divided by 6 is 1. 1 times 6 is 6. And 5 is left over. So that's our remainder. 5/6. Your answer should be 1 and 5/6. Okay? Next one we'll do, how about we'll try 21/2. 21/2. Again, if you can't do it in your head, write it out. 2 into 21. This is 1 and this is 0. Right? 1 times 2 is 2. Okay? And 2 times 0 is 0. This is remainder 1. How do we make the 1 as a fraction? Put it over this number here, the 2. So your answer should be 10.5. Make sure to circle your answers so we can see it clearly. Okay? I'm going to go over to part B, fill in the blanks. You should know these by now, but let's make sure. 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. 1 gram equals 1,000 milligrams. Decagram equals decameters, not grams. 1 decameter equals 10 meters. How about 1 meter? How many centimeters? That's right, centimeters means 100. How about hectoliters? 1 hectoliter equals 100 liters. And 1 liter equals 10 deciliters. Remember the difference. DL would be deciliters. Okay? DL is deciliters. Turn your paper over. You're going to need a ruler see if my ruler here will show up. Use your ruler to measure the lines. You need to measure it to the nearest ½ inch. When you do that, you should get 2 inches for the first one. 2 inches. How about the next one? Can you see that on the board? That would be 1½ inches. Let's see here. Yep. I'll move it down. Can you see it? Very good. 1½ inches. 1 1/2 inches. Okay. The thermometer we went over yesterday. Go ahead and draw a thermometer that is equal to 14 Celsius, 20 Celsius, and 72 Celsius. And then complete the rest for homework. We will see you back next week because tomorrow your lesson 42 is a test. Have a great weekend.